Hi everyone, good evening. It is Saturday the 11th of July, just after 7:30, and I haven't been live for a little while, so nice to see everybody. Hope you're all doing well. I'm just having a look and seeing if it's in group yet. Hopefully I'll be able to see it shortly. Yeah, I can see it's gone on. Hopefully people will be able to join me. So I go in, depends which way I go in because I can't always see myself. Yeah, I'll go down the page and just see if it's there, because it does say I've gone live. If you're watching on YouTube later, thank you very much for joining me and catching up. I'm not sure if I have. Yeah, it keeps flashing at me, so I know it's on, but I don't know if I've got anybody there because I can't really see if anybody's in. Let's have a little look. It doesn't say I'm live on the page yet, but I think I am. It does say I am live. There we go. I can see. So I've got Joanne. Hi Joanne, thanks for joining me. I'm just going to have a little play to start with tonight. I hope everybody's well. There might just be me and you. Hopefully people will join in as the time goes on. I know there's a football match on tonight, so people may be busy with that. Hi Amber, thanks for joining me. I'm just going to play with the aqua markers for a little bit. Let people join if they can. Maybe see the post I put in the group. I can maybe tag everybody in here as well if I put everyone. I'll put highlight. There we go. That might tag everybody, hopefully. Hi Linda, thanks for joining me. Haven't been live for a little while, just with one thing and another. Feel as if I lost my mojo a bit. I did do Dawn's workshop the other night and I enjoyed that, so that got me thinking about doing a bit of crafting again because I'd had a bit of time off. I don't know if I've got any of the bits. I can show you what I've done so far. Hang on a second. Oh, there's one. There's two. There we go. I'll bring these in and then you can see. I'm sure most of you joined in on the live the other day, but just in case you didn't, I would highly recommend that you sign up to Dawn's next live. Hi Rona, thanks for joining us. I'll just show you what we made in Dawn's live the other night, and then maybe it'll give you an idea of what you can do, and say maybe join in next time if you can. So this was the first one I've got here. Put some nice embellishments on from the Seaside Treasures, and then we made like a little book pop-up fold there, and instead of it being plain, I think in the background Dawn had put some different fish, but I've just done a stencil around, which I quite liked. I got a lovely sea themed stencil and stamp set from one of Sam King's super duper sales, so I used that. So that was one. Put that down. We did a lovely pop-up, a couple of lovely easel cards. So that was a lovely one. Another easel card with the beach huts. I've just put a bit of some of the ribbon that's sort of natural along the bottom for that one. And the last one for Dawn, we did a shaker, which I haven't mounted on yet to a card, but I got the shaker bit done. So highly recommend that if you haven't been on any of Dawn's workshops, that you sign up for the next one. Hi Sue. Hi Tracy. If I miss you, please forgive me. I can say hello again. We've got a few people join now, so that's great. I'm just going to play with some aqua markers to start off with, and do a bit of scribbling on here. This is just a stamping block, which I'm going to use as a thing. I'll give people time to join in. I'm going to just do all my rainbows colours and see what that comes out like. There we go. So these aqua markers I got from Dawn from Studio Light, and they are quite handy. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue. We'll go blue next, and then yeah, it was a brilliant workshop, Linda, wasn't it? So and it worked really well on YouTube because we didn't have any buffering, and it just seemed to be going really smooth. So really enjoyed it. Right, I've just done a few little scribbles on there. I've got a little bit of watercolour card that I've pre-prepared, and I'll just give it a little bit of a squirt with water. I'll just do that down the side. Hopefully I don't put too much on, because I tend to get a bit carried away and put too many on. And then I'm just going to splat onto my card. Just give it a squidge. And I'll just give it a little bit of time for the card to pick the colour up. I should probably have more bits of this to go as well, because there'll be loads left on. So I should have more card. I've got another one actually we could use. Let's see if that's long enough. Well, it's just gone a little bit muddy. Have another go. That's the trouble with the rainbows. Sometimes you get mud from the brown that comes. This one I'm just going to do random over the top. And I'll just put a bit on the card. I don't like that bit there, so let me soak that up with me a bit of kitchen towel. That little bit of purple's just gone a wee bit muddy. That little bit of green's gone a little bit wee bit green mud. It's all right. There we go. I think we could do with a wee bit more. I think if I put a little bit on there, I'm going to cheat, see if it works with a cheat. There we go. That's it. A wee bit more yellow in that bit. And a bit more. I normally do this cheating, but I'm going to have a go because they're quite good, these little watercolours. Just get a little bit more colour on. Splidge, splidge, splidge. There we go. It's all right. And maybe get the dryer. Oh, whoops-a-daisy. Just knocked things down. If I leave that to just dry a bit rather than forcing it, because I've got a couple of puddles that need to soak in, and then we might come back to that later when it's dried off a wee bit and do some stamping on top. See what we can make. Get that a little bit up. And do there. We'll just see what happens with that. I'm dabbling it on me bit there so I can use it again. That's it. So we'll see what happens with that. Screen is frozen. Maybe I just looked as if I was doing nothing for a minute. Maybe I'm back. Hopefully it's all right. Fingers crossed. Hopefully there's no buffering going on. Right, I'm going to leave that little rainbow, and this one probably needs a few more splodges on. Let me put that one down here somewhere just for it to sit a minute, and we'll do something else with it. And these ones I'll use again, I think, just picking up colour, because that's a nice thing to do as well, just off the mat. I'll take the messy bit off a minute, the messy mat, and the messy mat's just picking up some stuff, and I'll pop a few more colours on this bit. We've done this before. I'm sure you've seen it before. Just a bit of water on the glass mat, and we'll pop a little bit more onto this one. There we go. Dib, dib, dib. And then that can be used for something. That's gone quite pink and purple. There we go. That's it. I think that's enough. Just a little bit of a splidge. I will mop that up just for the minute. So we've got a couple of little splodges to play with. We'll do something with that later. This is the kind of thing I do when I've just lost mojo a bit, which is what I felt like the last couple of weeks, while I wasn't feeling well to start with, and then I just felt like I couldn't remember how to craft. I've done a few things today where it's just, I've tried to cut things out and they've all gone wonky, so I haven't necessarily had the best time today, but hopefully I'll just do little bits like this and it'll get me back into the swing of crafting again. So I'm going to bring this one in this time, and I'll use this smaller one that I've got, and I'm going to go for green on this one. I've got a whole load of greens from the studio lights, so I'll probably just go with all of them. Scribble away little bits on here, not with any particular plan of action. Yeah, I think it's just so tiring, isn't it, with the heat? I think everybody's feeling it, but it was a little bit cooler today. We had some cloud, but it was still a bit muggy feeling. So I'm just going on with all of them. Why not? And we'll see what happens. Might just be a big mush of green. Hopefully it'll just be a selection of colour. Just give it a little squirt. I'll try not to put too much on, and then we'll just go over the top with a bit of that. I think I might need a bit more. Let's have some of the oxides on, so a bit bigger as well. I don't know if everybody's going to be watching the football, and people might be already out at the po bar, you know, getting their barbecues on in the garden. This is quite nice, but it's so very splodgy. There we go. I've got a little bit of an idea for this one, but I'm not sure. I know it's roughly what I'm wanting to do with it, but it's very different. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm going to put a little bit of water on again, and I'm just going to get some pigment powder, like you might have seen Brusho about the place, that kind of thing. Let's give that a little bit of a go. Why not? And it's going to be really wet. There, a bit more going over. Get a bit more green on. That's it. Want some more green. I'm going to pick up a little bit of that because there's a lot on the paper underneath. And then I've got more green everywhere. There we go, that's nice. Let's get the drying thing out. feels a bit nearly dry enough. I'm just trying to dry it off enough because I want to do more with it while I'm sitting here, so I'm just trying to get that done. Take that out. Wait a minute, sorry guys. There we go. As Albie doesn't sit on it. Just put my phone back up. Hello Elaine, how are you? Hope you're well. Joanne's been watching the tennis and cutting out her kit. Yeah, you're very good helping Dawn. Joanne, I'm sure she appreciates it. So there we go, we've got a little bit of that going on. Now we need to sort of grunge it up a bit. I was looking for a nice stencil and I found a nice Stamperia one, so I'm going to use that one. And I'm going to go for the words first, just random, over in this corner. I've tried to dry it enough beforehand, and I've got some already on my blending mat from earlier on. This is, I think this one's Forest Moss from Ranger Distress Ink. Let's have a go anyway. I'll put a bit of this through with the words. I just want to stick some, yeah, that's fine. Stick some stenciling on here. Just gone wonky on it, but there we go. That's just my day today, it's just been a wonky day. I'm sure I can cover up the wonky bit with something. But again, this is just something else I do if I'm a bit not sure what I'm doing. I might use this, I might not use it. It might get put in a corner and used another day, but it's just a way I start playing with things when I can't quite work out what I'm going to do. And then I think it'll actually be quite nice. What colours I prefer? I'll go around the edge a bit with it as well. That'll be nice to do. Use my blending mat again because then it keeps it there ready for later. I'll just come around the edge a bit and make it a bit more. That's it. Managed to get a few people watching, so that's great. If I've missed you, I'll say hello to everybody. Hope you're all right. Managing today. I'm just playing with some inks and stencils at the minute, making a background, because this is what I do when I'm a bit off my mojo for crafting. I'll just do something like this, which I can use hopefully at a later date if I don't think of anything to do with it at the time. Right, just give that edge a bit of grunge, that looks better. Put my blending mat back up there because I can use that again later. That's it. And then I think I'm going to do a little bit of paste as well, because it's got a nice flower on. That might be quite nice going up there. And I think on that side, bringing it up the side. Yeah, we'll do that. Right, I'm going to pop it on there. I might just use a little bit of tape to hold it. I don't normally. I didn't earlier on when I was checking that it worked. I don't think it's going to stick to my page with that one. That's too unsticky tape. Put you there. I'm just going to hold it then. Just going to go for it. Right, I've got this Pentart sparkling gel that I got off Dawn at some point in time. Hi Jackie, thanks for joining us. Been fighting off the flies while trying to eat. Oh, it's just too hot even for eating today. I was trying to have just a scone before because I couldn't feel like anything else, but I didn't even manage to eat my whole scone. I just think my appetite's gone a bit today with the heat. This is like a goldy coloured sparkling gel. It's quite a runny one, so quite often when I use stencils I'll have a thicker paste than that because it's a bit easier, but I did use it earlier on just to try it and I managed to get it to do without making too much of a mess. So I'm hoping I don't, now I've said that, perhaps it'll all go to pot. Albie's trying to do something under my table today. Right, it's quite a runny one. but we're going to go for it because it's quite a nice colour. It's just a bit of a light gold, almost like a peachy gold, and I just quite like the colour of it. If you find it's a bit too runny, because we might get a lot of it spreading underneath all over where we don't want it with it being runny. That's one of the things that can happen with the runny ones. You can mix it with some 3D powder, and that'll just make it a bit thicker for you and give it a bit more texture. So that's an option, but I just want to use it. It's really just like using a paint, this one, so sometimes it's better dabbled on with a little brush. But I actually think that even if this one kind of leaks a bit underneath, which I think it probably has there, it might have done down there, do that, that should be okay because of the colour of it and the type of paste it is. I'm going to take it off in one move. There, so it's gone underneath a little bit there, but it's a very pale paste and it kind of just gives a little bit of a glisten in the background, so I think I'm all right with it doing that. So that's what we've done there. Now I normally have to put this straight into water, so I am going to just 1 minute. I've got another bit of paper there. Just rub it through onto that, and then I'm going to run into the kitchen and shove it in the sink so that I don't ruin my stencil. Because anything that's sort of got the paste and the acrylic and all of that paint, I like to shove it in water first, and I didn't get ready to do that, so give me 2 seconds. Oh, look at that, what we've done with just meat. I'll leave you to have a look at that. That lovely, I like that as well, what I've done with just cleaning the stencil through. Looks good. 2 seconds. This stencil has to go in the water, so you don't need to put anything else in there. Don't put anything else in the water in the sink because I've put my stencil in it. Otherwise I'll ruin it. Thank you. There, right, sorry about that. I should have had my little pot of water handy like I normally do, but I forgot. Just had gran, I'm thirsty. Oh, you've got them overnight tonight, haven't you? And you've been busy, busy, busy in the heat. Oh, I hope you're all right, Elaine. If you can't stay to watch, then not to worry. Those little people will be shouting for their gran. And there we go. So that worked out quite nice as well. Look, just a little, don't know if you can see it very well there, but just cleaning the stencil through onto another bit of card. So I'll keep that for later as well. I like all the little bits I collect. And this one. So what else might I want to do on here? I want that to dry. Let's give it a blast. I might have to put this one away for a while and come back to it later. We have a spider. I don't know if you can see it. It's just off screen. A little small spider just popped out. Oh, it's going back under in it again. Gone away. Maybe just wondering what I'm up to. And Albie, of all things, there's a little bit of we had a leak with the window not so long ago when we had that torrential rain. There's a couple of puppy pads under the tip of the desk in case it did it again. I'll just show you that, you can see it. And he's gone under the table and he's scrumpled those up and then sat on top of them, but at least he's quiet. So you can see here it has run a bit underneath with it being a runny sort of jelly paint, but actually I don't think it's bad because of the colour of it is. It's just It looks quite nice. Hasn't run as much on the flower at the bottom. But yeah, so that's the, just be careful if you, and if you don't want it to be as runny like that and you want it to be more defined, then any of your sort of thin pastes, you can add the 3D powder too. That's just a fine powder. You can get them in different, sort of how coarse they are as well. Right, I think maybe just a few little splodges of splodge. That would be nice as well, wouldn't it? Let me get, I'll just borrow this splodgy bit. I need maybe a bit of that. Just some VersaFine Clay. These, let's have a look and see what this one is. This is just a general background patterny kind of stamp. Hi Karen, thanks for joining us. Yeah, it's, I think if you've got to do that sort of planning and bring it all down, it's probably easier to use Dawn's kits, because you can just get a tray out, like I've had them out today. Just gonna have a go on here, like a bit of a square one. Let's see. I've had some out today, just sitting trimming, just like cutting all the embellishments out on a tray in the living room, and then just cutting out some of the shapes. There's, you know, the features, the squares and rectangles for my card. So I've got a card ready to do as well today, which I didn't have ready until not so long ago, but my order from Dawn arrived. I might put some of those ones on there, quite nice, just some splodges. So I'm just going to pick some ink up off me mat. I'm going to splodge the first one off on there, and then I think I'm going to go for a splodge on here. That's nice, a leg of splodge. I'm just using my fingers to hold it. Put it on there. Let's go for this bottom corner as well. I need to go in the corners against each other a bit more, but I don't want the heaviness of the, because it's this is Portobello, this one from VersaFine Clay, so it was just the colour I wanted really. That's nice, I like the splats. Yeah, so Dawn's kits, maybe if you've got to be thinking about what you're doing. That's it. Just a bit of a splat. This might not actually turn into anything, but it just, you just see the process of what I do sometimes when I'm you know, you can just turn it into something when you decide what you're going to do with it. I don't know what this is going to be yet. Splodges there. Maybe I will go for a couple of those, what do you call them? These little crisscross ones, like a checkerboard. Let me try the forest moss that we had. I don't know if you can see that, it's quite dark. Very, very similar actually to the VersaFine Clay one. What about old paper? Get that clean on there. I'm just using this other one because then I can see. Oh, that's a bit more subtle green. I might go for old paper, and I might do this coming along the bottom on the side. You can hardly see that, but that's what I want. Just a little bit of something in the corners going along the top. Like a frame really that I'm making out of my little stamps. And you might not be able to see that too much from the picture, but I'll hold it up. So I've just got a very, very faint little bit of checker shaped on there, but they're quite nice. It's nice to have like little splodges and shapes. So this one's come from, I think it's a Studio Light one, and I have a feeling it might have been, no, it was a Stamperia Hidden Grove. I think that's where that one came from, because I've kept it over here. Yeah, so it was a Hidden Grove one, and I just spotted and thought, oh, that's a nice sort of texture, and it's got little swirls on, so that was a good one to use. So I've done that one. I'll just pop it over there, and the splat might have been a Studio Light splat, but I'm not sure. but just have a look on your stamps that you get and hunt around for what they've got that's like a splodge. This is the one I got from Dawn, which was a Ciao Bella one, and it's got a splat there. So look for little splats and splodges, because they're really good for doing your little bits of backgrounds with. And if you want a heavy one, you do it first time. If you want it a bit lighter, you do what we call second generation and third generation to get lighter. So that's a little bit of that. There we go. Anybody else joining us? Oh, hi Julie. Thanks for joining us. That's great. Thank you. And Anne. Yeah, the idea is it's just going to go in my journal. And that's kind of where I've decided what I was doing with it. And there's a few different Stamperia sets that have come out that I thought these sort of colours would go nicely with. I'm actually going to add a bit of purple as well. I know purple and green can make a brown, but I think this will be quite nice. Let me maybe pop it on the bottom corner of my mat, and then I'll get a different mat because that one's the brown mat. This is a bit of a blue and a green, and what mat that'll do. Just put a bit of my purple on, and I just want to have a little bit of colour in the corners as well. Oh, heavy rain for Julie. Heavy fog, can't see the sheep. Oh, bless you. Well, at least it's cooler. That's one thing. We are a bit cooler this evening. Right, I'm just going to have a go and just see, because I think it'll make quite a nice shade. It'll be a hint of purple, but a little bit browny as well. And just give it a little bit of colour. And I'm doing kind of corners with my patterns and whatnot. There you go, I quite like that. I don't know if you can see it well enough on the screen. And I might go over my little bit of flower there, as if that's like a little purple flower, just to give that a little bit of colour to tie in. There, I think that's just giving it a little bit of something else as well, going in with that little bit of purple. So I'm quite pleased with that. There you go. So I think that's sort of where I would probably stop now, and then think about what I was going to put on top of it. I'm not necessarily going to do it at the minute. That's one hour when I was playing with the that gel to see if it worked. I did that earlier on, and that was just on top of some paper that I had that was random, which looks quite nice on the different colour papers. So it's nice to have a little bit of a play. I've got some bits of vellum that I found, which I thought might be going to join me on the page. I'm going to see what I think when I find out what I'm going to do, maybe. So thinking about, if I'm going to do, I do corners and corners, so I'll probably do something around this corner, or you can do it on the other corner, and then you've got that there as well. But that was an idea, just to sort of think about that. But I think I'm going to put it in my journal and then pile some little bits on top. I found the, what do you call it, it's just a new little junk journal collection. That was the other bit I thought would look nice, a bit of Dawn's webbing, and that's got like a little bit of a gold colour to it. That might be quite nice over the top of the flower, and just a bit of it somewhere. Some of these little bits off Dawn. This was a ribbon, but I cut it in half. It's like a like a string ribbon. So little bits like that might go on, like that. can't think what this collection's called. There's a nice big sort of feature. Big. But then it's just about, oh, everything's just going to blow away because I've got the fan on, but it's just about having a little bit of play, lay things out. Don't stick anything down until you're actually happy with what you've done, and just play and see what you like and what you don't like. Those flowers in the top corner might be quite nice. This, I'll tell you what it's called in a minute when I remember, unless anybody recognises it. All Around the World, I think it was. Yeah, All Around the World. So this can turn into a nice little journal page, I think. We could even have a couple of brushes down on the bottom as a bottom, like a corner frame. So making like a corner frame shape out of the pieces of embellishments and frills, covering up my little gold thing a little bit, but that might be all right. Or we can do it on the other side if you want that to be seen more. We could pop a little, could always have that in the middle if you were wanting like a photograph or a feature in there. You could always have a butterfly in, and then I might be able to bring the purple around a little bit more. Just put some little bits and bobs on, but it's just about playing really. And the All Around the World set's quite nice, so that's probably where I'm going to go with it, but it'll take me too long to think of what to do and everything's blown away. But that might be where I'm going, something like that. I'm not sure if she'll be on. There's a couple of little bits of leaves as well. But yeah, that's a nice little set. There's a little bird in there. So All Around the World was a nice one. So that's kind of where that's going. But that I just wanted to start off by showing you the process of what I do. I've also got a couple of other collections that might be similar colours that could go with it. So watch this space. I'll pop it on the group when I have actually decided what I'm doing. But I'm not thinking quite straight enough today to get that all done how I want it. So I'm hoping that that just gives you an idea of the kind of thing that you can do with these backgrounds when you've made them. But it'll go nice in a journal page and just sort of decorate up with one of the sets. So there you go. So that was my little starter tonight. Let me check the time because I've got to watch that we don't go too late because of the football. Let's have a little look and see if that other one, I'll just see if I was right about it. This is the little pack. That's Daisy Art, so it's not that one. There it is. It was the Focus Points Junk Journal All Around. That's what it was. So it's got loads of little bits in, lots of nice little tags and loads of little embellishments. So there's lots of sort of green colours in it. There's a bit of purple in it as well, and a bit of pink, so, and a lot of brown. But yeah, it's a nice little set, so that would be probably where I'll go with that when I feel like my brain will let me do it, because it's not at the minute. This one, not really dry, and I've just smudged it. Don't know whether that would have anything over the top of it that would look nice. I've just seen if it was dry, and I put my finger right down the middle. Thank you, Linda. Yeah, I just think it's sometimes when I'm just feeling like my mojo's gone, this is the kind of thing I need to do, but I won't be able to finish them all at the time when I just do them, and then I'll go back to them later once I feel as if I can manage. This one might be nice on top if it'll work. Only thing is I could probably do with a stamping platform, because the way I'm going tonight, I shall not be doing it correctly. Let's have a look. Let's put a whole load of there's my green bit I was playing with before. I'll do it on this one just for the minute. So then this will come out right, and I need a nice black. So this is just things you can do with your backgrounds, is find a stamp. Yeah, I'm really good at smudging, Jackie. Doesn't matter though, because it's just going to get covered over. So this is from another Ciao Bella stamp that I've got of Dawn, with ravens and such like on. I'm going to put plenty of ink on. That's quite... I'm just going to put it on the end of here just to see if I'm likely to get it first time, or whether I'm going to have to just find me stamping platform. Because if I'm not going to get it first time, I'm going to need that. But the question is, do I have my stamping platform handy? Yeah, I'm always looking. Oops, I've just knocked it. Yeah, if I hadn't knocked it, it would have been all right. The Raven and Other Poems. I don't know whether that'll look all right on top of here. Let's have a go anyway. If it doesn't look right, doesn't matter. I'm not losing anything. It was just a bit of ink and mop up. And I probably should use a stamping platform so that you can keep going back and forward and get your ink as dark as you want. Because I'm not very good at getting it in the same place twice. So if we're lucky, we'll get an image stamped out. I'm going to stand up just so I can get over the top of it a bit, and I'm going to pop it over the colour and put it down, and then give it a good push. And hope for the best. If it doesn't come out right, then you know that we need to do it on a stamping platform, which is what would be the best way to do it. But where is my stamping platform? I do not know. That's the thing. In the chaos that is my life, I don't know if I know where it is. There we go. Right, let's just hope that I've pressed enough on. Not bad. It has done a little bit. There you go. Bit wonky, but we can straighten it up. Just do like a little rough border. And a little pen. This is a poem from Edgar Allan Poe, I do believe, The Raven in the background. And I would have done it on a stamping platform because I can see it's not sharp enough for me, so I'd want to go up and down again. But there we go. Oh, I'm losing everything. It's all right. Let's just do a little bit of a trim because I have gone wonky. See if I can straighten myself up. Ooh, let's go for the top, see if I can get that straight. I can see where the words are and that line, so go for that, and then hopefully that's straighten that side up, and that will straighten that side up, that will straighten that side up, fingers crossed. There we go. And then what we need for that is a little bit of black. And a little bit of black. And there. There we go. We get a little topper off that and stick it on the card. So it's about 8 to 8.5. This is centimetres on this little, this one I think it's an American company, so it's a, there we are. And there's a little topper made with a little bit of colour. We could, if we wanted to, just go around the edge a little bit with our brush. What colour have I got on here? It wasn't black. Let's have a go. I know I'm putting it on to black, but just use that. Done the wrong brush. I've used my brown brush. Not picked up my black brush, which is just in front of me. Never mind. There we go. And that's a bit of a mess of black there. Look. Right. That's that one. And then stick this on. And that's a little mini topper that I can stick on a card. So there's another little bit of something to do when the mojo's gone and I don't know what to do. Random colour splodge. Stamp that's like a silhouette, black and white over the top. Onto a little topper. And there you go. That's it. So I've got a couple of things that we've created. Do you want me to move out the way, Albie? Are you trying to sit down there? And I've put things on top where you're sitting. There you go. Good lad. He's been a good boy today, aren't you? Being a quiet boy because of all the heat. Right, I'm just going to get these inks out of the way. And then today I had a little Dawn Bibby delivery. We do like a Dawn Bibby delivery. Put that up there. Sit for the minute, and the delivery had in it some Peacocks Christmas. So very quickly I have, let me just move all these ravens out my way now that I had very quickly. So that arrived in the post and I thought, oh, I'll make a quick card because that, again, when your mojo's gone, Dawn's little kits are brilliant because you can just whip something together and then be pleased with it fairly quickly. So this one is the Peacock Christmas. Some lovely background papers there you can see. I won't go through the whole lot, but I've had a little go, as you can see, snipping some things out. We've got tags, we've got lovely toppers, got baubles, another background paper, lots of feathers, lots of peacocks, and it's like a teal and ivory kind of theme. So love those shape. I'm going to think of something to do with that. So quick card I decided today. Again, that might also make me feel better. So that's the peacock one. And I've got some of Dawn's lovely blue. It's that one that's a bit like it's black and blue together. So thanks everybody, that's nice of you saying that you like it. Thank you. I love splodges as well. Yeah, so I've got that nice blue card. It's just a piece of A4. I've just scored it roughly halfway and then it's sort of just under 6 and 3, so they're not quite matching, but because I'm going to do an easel card, that's fine. I've cut another bit out which I'm going to put there because it's not double-sided and I wanted that also to be blue. So I've got that ready and then we'll move the other bits out of the way to the side and play with that. So this is what we're doing. The peacocks are lovely. I do like them and I like the colourway. So look away, Tracy Fielder. I think it's you who didn't like me using large bits of card, but actually this is going to be a main feature card page, so I can't do gutting on this one. As I've cut it to size for my inside. If I have any little white bits shown later, I can trim them because I might not have stuck myself down straight. There we go. I've done that, so I'm doing a nice Dawn Bibby easel cards special, which we all like doing. You've all seen Dawn do these. So then I've got some brown. I don't know where this one is. This is another Dawn one, but it's a sort of a metallic-y brown, and I thought that went quite nicely with the blue. The card toppers, I've cut that one out. Some really nice big ones. I think in these big ones you get like a palace in Christmas. You've got the white one with the moon and the gazebo, and you've got this big white one as well. So they're all lovely, and it's hard to choose which one you want. So I've just picked one. Let's have a look. I think I'm going to go with that one, and popped it onto the brown card, just a little bit peeping out the background. I might have cut it slightly off. Let me get my trimmer again. I just want to cut a little smidgen off the end, each end. And that should sit on the brown with a little bit more. A little bit more showing. That's it. Yeah, that's better. So I'm going to stick that onto the brown one. Yeah. Is everybody going to be watching the football later on? I don't think we will be. Wesley's not fussed about the football, to be fair. He's got his girlfriend round, so I don't know whether they're watching a film. There we go. So just a little bit of brown on there, which I thought was really nice. And then that's going to be our topper part up here. But I'm not going to stick it down yet, because I was also looking at borders. For the bit at the bottom, down here, I found another bit of the brown. So I want it to be about halfway, don't we, there? It'll be like that. Let's bring that down there. I think it'll be all right like that. And then I found some lovely ribbon of Dawn, so I thought, oh, we should use some ribbon. This is a nice sort of browny one with gold through. It has got wired edges, so I can tuck that behind and stick it down. That should hold nicely. And then this is from the Peacock Ribbon Collection. That's a really lovely blue, and it just goes perfectly with that colour, I thought. And yeah, brown and blue do go lovely. No, purple and brown do for the chocolate box, but there. And I thought, I know it's quite a big bit, but I quite liked the bigness of it. And then that might be where I have me bit there. So that's that part. So I need to stick all that together. And then I was wanting to maybe put a little bit, I've got lots of little bits of flowers to add. I was thinking of putting this border underneath there, and then that can sit on top, and it just, yeah, I quite like that. I know you can't see all of it, but it just sort of peeped out, and I thought it looked nice. I don't know whether I then want some on the top as well. Anyway, that's the thought at the minute. So let's get some sticking up on. Oops. Let's do these bits first. And then I've cut lots of little bits out here, so we can see what of these embellishments that we might want to use as well. So that's all my little bits ready. So I'm going to put those there, put the lid on the glue before it runs dry. There's another big one. And then I can put these out to the side. I might want some more borders, and I might want some more flowers, so I'll not put them very far away so we can use them if we need them. That's it. There we go. Thank you, Elaine. Right, and I'll probably need my red liner to glue my bits on. That would be a good idea. Still got loads of it, as you can see. There we are. So I'm going to take them off. Put a little bit around the back of the here. That's it. Oh, this is a new one, so let me just try and get me sellotape off. That's it. There. Get the end out. And I'm just going to stick it down to me ribbon, hoping that I don't go wonky with my ribbon, because that's the only thing. I sometimes go a bit wonky. There, I've gone wonky. Never mind. It'll be right. That's at the back. That's going at the back. There we go. And sometimes a bit tricky. I don't know what that little bit is. A bit of red. Sometimes a bit tricky getting it off. So if you burnish the tape on, that means it's stuck. It'll help it just stick firm. And I should get my backing off. And I'll do the same on this bit. Hopefully it's going to be flexible when I put it on the page and not go wonky. There we go. That's it. I'll burnish that one again. That's it. And then it's going to go here. This is where I don't want it to be looking too wonky. I don't want a wonky donkey. There we are. And where's my little porky tool? Where are you? There you are. Excuse my arm. Am I working in the right place? Am I in the middle? I forgot today to have everything charged ready, so my phone's over here, which it isn't normally, so that's put me in a bit off kilter. And then I hadn't charged the Kindle up either, so that's plugged in. Let me stand up again. Sticking off for a shower while the bairns are quiet. Good idea. Well, thanks for joining us, Elaine, and I hope that you get sleep and they're no bother. Oh, I don't like doing it from a funny angle because I can't really see where I am. I'm probably not going to go straight, am I? Oh, I'm attaching myself to there. If I don't go straight, hopefully it'll be alright because I've got the blue over the top. And I can always trim the edges down. It's alright, I'm a little bit off, but it'll be fine. That's a nice one. And then the blue will go over the top as well. So I'm going to stick this on this side. There we go. And we want this up, raised up a bit in a minute, so we'll get the foam tape out as well. And hopefully I'm going to do this in the middle. Middle for diddle. It's a nice colour, isn't it? It's lovely. Lovely colour. Hi Margaret, thanks for joining us. Just doing a nice easel card, copying Dawn with the easel. But I thought that's a good way, I said, to get me mojo back. Doing something that I'll be able to do, but it's going to look good hopefully as well. That's it. Marvellous. So that one's on. And I've got these lovely blue ribbons from Dawn that I'm busy using. and stick it on here. Hope you're all right, Margaret. Thank you for coming on. Oh, I'm just having a play with the Peacock Christmas Collection, so we're going to use this lovely big topper from Dawn's Peacock because it just arrived in the post today, and I still wasn't really sure what I was doing for the live, so it just timed nicely for me to say, oh, I'll do one of those. And hopefully, if you haven't seen it, you might want to go and check it out. If it's, I don't know if it's available in paper kit, depending on how many Dawn's got, but she's always got the digital downloads. And it's just a bit more like teals and golds and ivories for the peacocks, I think, and the nice dark blues. Yeah, hopefully that's gone all right, hasn't it? So I'm just a little bit wider on that bit, but I think once I put it on, am I going to notice that? Do you know, I'm such a fuss pot. I am going to notice it. Let me get me trimmer right, because I'm not quite there. I'm going to have to take a smidgen off. I like, so bad. Should just be more chilled, shouldn't I? Not worry about whether it's straight or not. Then what you risk doing then is cutting it too much off the other side and then you end up with nothing. Keep trimming them away. I think that's better though. That's made me feel better anyway. Right, I'm going to put this on with my tape. So where's my foam tape? I've got plenty of foam tape at the minute. I might use the black one. Might blend in better. So a bit of tape all the way down here. So this is going to be my stopper, this big band. So I'm putting it up on foam tape so that stops it coming down. I haven't seen any comments for a bit, but people might just be quiet. That's fine. Hi Alison, thank you for joining us. Oh, I wasn't sure if we'd get many on tonight because of the football as well. Well, people might want to go and be getting ready for the football, and they might be having barbecues or going out to the pub. And I'm going to put one down the middle as well, just to make sure it's secure. That's it. But thank you for joining us. I'm just making an easel card using Dawn's Christmas Peacock Collection. And I've got some nice brown and blue going on. I think that'll be all right there. We'll do it about that. Get them off. There you go. Hope you're all right. That's it. Lovely. There we go. Right, let me just get straightened up and hope that I can put this on straight, because you know what I'm like. I don't like it if it's wonky. Get distressed. I'm using my little grid on my table, so hopefully that's gone on nice and straight. Now, when they don't stand up where you want them, just make sure you get you give it a good burnish, and then hopefully it'll stand where you want it to stand. Then that's it. So when you want it to stand, it'll be burnished. It's burnishing that you do. That makes sense. Oh, that's lovely, Amber. Just odd little occasional comment. I know you're still there. I can see there's some numbers, so I know somebody's there watching. Right, and I was going to put, that's going to go onto that bit, but I just wanted to break it up a little bit with that border. I just felt like I wanted a bit of that, because I might bring in some of the paler colour, and it's not quite. I'm trying to get it sort of roughly so that it looks like it's the right bits in either end, to make it look like it's in the middle. So I'm just going to turn it over and do that in a minute. There we go. So I'm going to get me glue. I've got Dawn's glue, quick stick glue, which is always very good. And I've been waiting for it to come in, so that has come, because it's not the same using the other glues. I didn't know till I actually tried Dawn's glue, and then I do believe it now. So I'm not making it up. Oh, sorry, I just caught the top of the thing. Me what not? Oh my gosh, I'm not with it, am I? So I'm going to put it that way is up, that way is up, pop it on there, and that was roughly in the middle, wasn't it? Then put a little burnish on. I didn't actually have it directly in half. I often do, so it's roughly in half. So as long as you've got room for your topper, it's roughly in half, and then it'll sit there nicely. So I just did it roughly, but it was near enough, half and half. That seems to work okay. I'm just going to cut this off now on there. That one off on there. That's it, and just give that a little bit. It's got the brown and the gold in, so it ties in with the colour scheme like that. That's good. And then this one can come in now, and we can decide where I'm going to stick that. So that can go on there now. Now you could, if you were just not putting the border, you can put it right down to the bottom, and you've got plenty of room there for it to sit up nicely. I'm going to lift it up a bit, and it doesn't change the, you know, it doesn't matter about where the topper goes on that bit, because I've got my half fold there. It depends how much you want showing. You could go a little bit further over like that, and it just leans a bit more. So it depends on how much lean you want as to how big you want it to, where you want your stopper to be. But yeah, that bit's about half and half. I don't know whether that made any sense whatsoever, but that's fine. Right, I'm going to stick this one on now. On there. Just open it out again so I've got it flat. Now we could put it up on foam pads again if you wanted that to be lifted, but I think I'm hoping it's going to sit flat. Even that's only quite thin. I think it'll be all right. So I'm going to sit it flat. All I want to do is make sure I don't put the glue above where I need it to be. So I don't want it to go above those little bits of oh, lovely Tracy. I would quite fancy a cup of tea actually. Not going to go above those bits of snow on this side, so I know that I'm not going to glue the bit I don't want to glue. To remember, I don't need to use quite so much glue with Dawn's either. So get that in there, and hopefully I should have put the glue in the right spot. I'm just going to line it up nicely. Line it up there, top of the card, and then I know that. See, I've also watched, I've not gone over that edge there at the top, so that when I'm folding it up in the envelope, it's all going to be the same size there. So I'm not putting that too far up. If you do want it to go higher up, then you would need to make sure you had room in your envelope. Hopefully that makes sense. And I'm hoping I'm not getting any glue coming out. That's good. There we go. So that's that one. There we go. That is my easel card. Just about ready. Hi Julie, thanks for joining us. I'm just having a play with the Peacock Christmas Collection from Dawn. We have done a little bit of messy making beforehand. Quite tidy messy making, I thought. I don't think I made too much of a mess. So hopefully that will inspire you to have a go, because I didn't really have too much mess going on. But that's the card so far that we've made. And then I'm just going to look at the embellishments. So this is where you can have a little faff and a fiddle. I do know that one of the things I want to do is just do this little feather that's going to be joining in, because I found that earlier on. But I'm just going to get my mat out. Hopefully that little self-healing one will do. Yeah, this one, I think this is my self-healing. Right, I'm going to get me scalpel. Oh yeah, it just arrived. I didn't remember whether I'd ordered it, and then it arrived today. So I thought, oh, that's good, just in time for me live. So I'm going to just do a little bit of pulling some of the white, some of these bits out with my scalpel. What they're called? I don't think it's not called a scalpel, is it? What am I calling it a scalpel for? Now I cut it round roughly, and then if you didn't want to do this, you can snip it in with your scissors. If you want to snip like that, and then just like little triangles, you can snip little triangles out. So you can do it with your scissors. If you don't want to do it with your scissors, and you don't want to do it with the, what's this thing called, me blade, you don't want to do it with your blade either, then you could use an ink that's like a similar colour and just go around. I'll probably still do that, so I'll show you. So you can hide the white by inking it. I'll just see if I've got any on there. So I'll just go around the edge of that like that. You can see it helps to hide it. So if you don't want to do all this business that I'm doing, you just go around with your ink. And I do tend to go around with my ink even when I've snipped it or used my scissors on my blade, just to get any of the little white bits hidden. There you go. Kind of just do some little slits in those bits, I think, because it's like a feather. I might just do a slit, because they're quite hard to do. But I can just give it a little bit of a feathery look. Go around, and then anything that looks as if it's a bit more, where I can get my blade in, I'll get my blade in. I'll probably go quiet doing this bit. Concentration. There we go. Just kind of roughly cutting into it a bit, just to get some of the little bits out. And little triangle, crissy-crossy ways. It. So I think that'll do, but and then get the colour on. It's just going to peek out the top of some of the thing anyway, so it should be fine. There, I just wanted that one ready. That's it. Now, next, what's next? Let's get one of these mats, just in case I want to do any shaping. Right, I'm going to have a little plan of what I'm doing, thinking about which colours I want where. So I've got a cream one and a blue one, because I'm going to have a think about which colour I want. I've got that flower and that, is that the one? Yeah, I kind of cut from the papers. I found a flower that was a similar size to that one. and I cut round so that I could do that bit as a like a decoupage, lifting it up a bit. So I know that's going to go somewhere. It might go over there. Let's have a look. And then we might pop, ooh, I think this nice big one. Let's have a little peep. Have I got any more? I'll just check me. That would be nice actually, wouldn't it? I don't know if I want that up there or whether I want that one down there. This is where I'll be fiddling and faffing. So I haven't done it ready. I'm just thinking about it. There we go. That could go top of there, or that one can go on top of there. It's another little extra embellishment. That one can go. I don't want to go down that corner or that corner. I might do that one, and then this one could go in this corner with the this is me fiddling and faffing, so please excuse me with the little bit of it. That's it. And then I've got two of them on the same side. Do I want that on the same side, or do I want it on that side? No, I'll just see. Let's just do it. Stop faffing. Stop it. Let's just go for it. I could be here for hours, and really it doesn't actually matter, does it, where I put them, because it'll all be fine. Right, I am going to just give this a little bit of colour on that feather, because I've gone and done it on the other one. So I feel like this needs to be the same colour feather, otherwise it's not going to look right. So I'm going to make that one a little bit bluey coloured. I should have a bit of green going on any of my green bits. I'm just trying to cut them up close as I can, but it's a bit of a fiddle. And I've got my brownie one I was using, might be alright for going around those little brownie bits, just so you can't see as much white edges. That's quite a dark green as well, isn't it, that I had on there earlier. That'll do. The same, I'll just do it from the back, it's probably going to work as well. Just make sure there's no white edges on anything, because I'm going to be layering that one up. I've got another one there, because I wasn't sure which one looked the best. We get some lovely ivory and teal flowers in this one. Let me check the time. Oh, we're all right, 10 to 9, so we're still all right for the football. I'm not going to miss anything yet. I'll go around there. Quick sticks. And it might not look like it's doing a lot, but I can see, you might not be able to see, but I can see it's just taking the white edge off. So it's worth having a little go at doing it right yet. Where's that blue one gone? Can you use my blue one? And the green. That's better. I was wondering why the green wasn't coming off there, why there wasn't looking, it was still looking quite white. That's it. And then the brownie one for the ivory flowers. That's that one, and then we've got another one. That's not Albie barking, if you can hear a dog barking. That's probably next door or somebody on the field. I don't know who it is, but it's not Albie. He's been a very quiet little boy. He's not here. Must have gone with Wesley and Lily to sit for a bit. I'm going to just take a bit of brown onto that as well to take off so it's not as blue as it was. That's it. Anybody else need a bit of something? I've got a bit of brown and blue, which we could mount that onto. So I'll have a little look at that. There we go. Right, there we are. So that's those bits. And then we're going to stick some on. Let me just have a little look. I'm going to do this top bit first. So I'm going to leave the big poinsettia for the bottom, I think, and I'm going to just go for the roses on here where the roses are there. So that's what I'm going to do. Right, that one's going on there. So I'm just going to give it a little shape. I've got my big tool off Dawn. Hot and sunny in Gloucester. Has just gone a little breeze now. Yeah, it's a lot cooler here today, but it's been quite muggy, even though there's not been a lot of a lot of sun. It's been quite muggy. I'm still using my fan the whole time. So I'm just giving that a little shape on the back. Oh, hi Sam. Sam's there as well. Considering you've said you lost your mojo. Oh, thank you, Jackie. Honestly, this wasn't happening until me every direct delivery arrived with Dawn's stuff in. I don't think there was very much coming for you. I'm going to just go back on this side and flick some of me. So giving it a little bit of shape on that side. On the back, you can see a little bit of a curve coming. Then I'm going to flick me little bits up again, because I think they'd be nice flicked up the other way. There we go, and it just gives it a little bit of shape. And that one might want a little flick, because it's coming off the bottom corner. That's it. Getting organised for your trip tomorrow to Dawn. Oh, it's exciting. I haven't seen you at Dawn's for a while, have we? It'd be lovely. Right, and I'll just get a little bit of foam pads on here. Looking forward to it. I'm just going to put them in the centre bit where the flowers are and hold them up. Just check it's right. Who's that barking? Yap, yap, yapping. I'm going to just try a little bit more height and see what I think on this one. Yeah, I'm going to just put double layer on it. Thanks, Amber. So I'm just putting twice as much tape on there just to give me a bit more height. And curling those little bits up. And let's bring it a bit nearer so I can see what I'm doing. And then I'm going to pop them on there. Now I haven't put it right to the edge, so I should be able to squeeze my peacock feather in behind, like that. Yeah, now I'm going to just put that on. Yeah, I think my numbers are all right. Actually, Sam, thank you for reminding them. It's been surprising, I think, just because of it being a hot day and then all of the football that's going on as well. You could fiddle around and put more, because I think it'd be nice having a few more bits under there, so there might be a bit more for me to do later on. But I've got these main ones to go on first. Where's the other one gone? Right there underneath. I'm going to just do it again with my big ball tool and my foam pad to give it a little bit of a curvy shape, so they stand up a little bit more. And that's a little ball of a little fella. You can kind of push it in the middle if you want to get that bit to go down and those bits to come up. And then if you do it from the other side, you'll get those bits curling if you want some more curl. That's it. And now I'm just going to put my foam in the middle of there. Make sure I put that the right way, because it's got a little bauble on it. And we can pop that one I might just pop it there so you can see the little bit of the peacock feathers and the little lantern coming out the back. So that should be all right there. I'm just going to go for one on that one. I think that's okay. There we go. There. I've just got that little bit of shape, so that's the top one done. Just curl them up a little bit more. There you are. And then we want to do the bottom. Oh, I did do that one, didn't I? So we could have an extra 3D element on that flower. So let me give that one a shape as well. Oh, thank you, Amber, that's kind. Dawn sells these mats and ball tools. She's got different ball tools. This is a Studio Light one that she had in. I don't know whether she's got them in still, but she'll have something else, I'm sure. She's got like a little set of different ones. And I just like to give my flowers a little bit of a shape. Actually, it's got them shining up a little bit. So this one can go over the top of there to give a little bit more 3D on that bit. I wonder if they've gone out to the pub to watch the football next door, or whether it's just little puppy is having a little cry and a shout. I'm just enjoying myself now. So this is really good. Just get one of Dawn's kits out, do some snipping and cutting, and then that's it. That's got me feeling much better with my crafting. So I'm just going to pop that one over the top of there. You see, there, not quite the same one. That's a little bit smaller, but you can see the bit behind. Just gives that a little bit more dimension. There we go. And then we've got to decide what to put on this bottom bit. So I'll get this one ready, and I just want to have a look and see which of my colours of this I'm going to go for. That, which I could put, have I got some, 2 seconds, I should have some of my coloured card stock that I was using. Earlier on, and where I've put it. Where did I have it? See, I'm not as organised today because I don't know where it is. I think that's the wrong blue, isn't it? It's like a blue. Nope. And I had some brown left over. Let me just have a quick look, because it would be nice if I could put it on. I think just a little something. It's because I started doing other things, didn't I? Flinging things around in my room. No, that's fine. We'll just go with it. Let's have a look then. So we can have a oh yeah, honestly, this is you can set me any ideas, challenges. Sarah Marchant challenged me to do the TP card. So if there's anything you want me to do, pick one, and then I'll do that one next time, and that gives me something to focus on as well. So this kit, Sam, is the Christmas Peacocks one, which is lovely. That's the top of it, Peacock Christmas. So you get loads of lovely floral, there are teal and ivory colours, and lovely toppers with the peacocks in. I'll show you a couple of bits. Put them here. It's got some lovely bauble papers, background papers. Really nice. And then some lovely, lovely toppers. So we've got all different shapes and sizes in them. And they're all the sort of snow white peacock or the blue peacock. But they're really lovely. I like that one with the door. That's lovely. So if you haven't seen that one, the Peacock Christmas. It's really, really lovely. There you go. Right, let's get this ready. Get a move on. What are you doing? No point chitter-chattering so much. Because you never get anything done and people will be saying, come on, let's see what you're doing. I'm going to flick me peacock feather upwards on that one. Flickety flick. And I'm going to flick these ones up. Down there. That's it. And then we're going to stick this one on. Thank you, Karen. Let's see. We're going for the ivory peacock feather. There we go. So that's the ivory sentiment or the teal. Which one would you like? I think they both look nice. Anybody got any preferences? Thank you, ladies. Hi, Jane. Thanks for joining us. Thank you, Amber. I've got these. I don't know if you've seen Dawn's. She's got some grey ones at the minute. But they've got like this flexible handle. So they're quite comfortable for doing your fussy cutting. But so have a little look if you haven't got any scissors that you're happy with at the minute. She's got these nice flexible ones. She's got a grey set at the minute that she sells. So Karen Milne likes the ivory, to go with the ivory thingamajig. There we go. Let's do that then. I'm just going to put that up on foam pads as well, seeing as I've got it. Amber likes the ivory as well, so let's go for ivory. And I'm going to put my foam on. I've got all these foams appeared in my bag as well today in my box. So I've got all my foams. There we go. Now sticking it onto that ribbon, but I think it should be fine. I'm not sure, I'll stick a bit of, yeah. I can't find my my background papers now either that I had, so I would have probably put a little bit more background paper on the sentiment as well, but my blue and my brown have disappeared. And what have I done? I'm going to put that in the middle and then I'll build the bits around it. So 13 to 34. Is that about the middle? A diddle. It is now. It will do. It will do. And then we can pop the poinsettia down there. Lovely. Everybody likes their ivory. That's good. I'm pleased. I'm going to put this on a double layer as well. If you're worried about posting and you don't want to put extra thicknesses on, then you know that's fine. But I'm going to just lift this up a little bit more, so I want another layer of my tape. There we go. So I think I've got woodland tails as well to have a look at next for my Christmas ones. Let's just see. Where I want this. I feel like it's going to go like that. There we go. Them up a little bit, and then we'll get this one on the top. See, I've got two of these fellas somewhere. Where's the other one? There. Got two of the poinsettias to go on. So I wasn't sure which one was going to go. There's that one. And that one. There's a similar colour, but I'm going to go with that one. And then you get your stickles out and your little gems out. So that's all that'll be left to do then. You might want some of these leaves. So I'm going to put that on there. Let me get the end of the brush just to go a little bit more in the middle. There we go. I'm going to put a little thing on there as well. That'll do. And then we can pop our other little flower on. That should be all right with a little bit peeping out the back. How's that looking? What have I lost? Oh, a little bit of foam. A little bit of foam. Just going to put a tiny bit on. That's it. A bit of that there to make sure it sticks. And I can't see where I am. Something like that, just slightly offset. Let's have a look. There, that'll do. Put that one there. Right, that's smashing. So I'm happy with that so far. I may want to put some stickles in or some other little bits of embellishments. So often I'll leave it and then I'll come back again tomorrow and have another fiddle if I think I haven't got enough of anything on. So if I want any more, if I want another flower at this side, I'll have a look tomorrow because I haven't cut any more out. So I'm not going to do it now, but I'll come back in the morning and see if I want any more bits and bobs in that side. There we go. So that's one done. Hooray! I've made a card. I'm very pleased with, so that's good. But I do like to step away and come back again later and decide whether I'm happy with it or not. So I'm just going to tip it up a little bit so you can see. See, I might want something on that side. No, but I need to get some bits and bobs cut out if I do. So I'm not going to do it yet, but I might. I'll just put it there for you. So hold it up like that and then you can see what we've done. And the ivory sets off the ivory on the bottom. And the brown and the blue I think are quite a nice combination. There you go. Thank you very much, everybody. Kind comments. That's all right, Deb. Thank you for joining us. Hi, Joe. Sorry I didn't see you were there. Thanks for joining us as well. So I'm going to finish that one off probably tomorrow. If I decide I want any more bits here to cut out. I'll cut a few and place them and see what it looks like. Otherwise, it'll be quite happy just to be left. There we go. Lovely. So there, we've managed to do a card. We've managed to do a little topper with our markers, just for some fun. And we did a background for my journal, which I'm going to fiddle with. But if you're still there and you're still, I've got to be quick with this next one. I have got one more, would you believe? So this one with the Peacock Christmas just literally decided to happen just before the live came on. So the one I have got over here is not anywhere near quite finished and wasn't going quite to plan earlier on. It was causing me some bother, but I might have a quick go doing it. This is with the birds. So I got to do my die cutting earlier and my die cutting was just going wrong. So I was cutting things out and then cutting things out again. So I've got loads of little cut out bits because I kept having to do it because I kept doing it wrong. Kept doing it wonky. Was not at all doing well with myself. But what I have done, got some square matted and layered dies, and I have got a card blank which I've made out of some lovely pearlized blue card. I don't know what colour that one is, but it's lovely. We're going to have it as a top folding like that, and I cut out at the same time as cutting this out. So I got my my card ready. I got a bit of vellum ready, put it on top of each other, got my bigger square there, and just put it, hang on a minute, you've got like so many things underneath you can't really see what I'm talking about. And go, put it through the die cut machine. So I've cut my centre out as a square. You can do any shape you want. I chose the square because it fit with the shape of the little toppers that I had. So this is from Dawn's bird one. Not sure what it's called. In the garden with the birds of some kind. That was the little topper that I picked. Where is the middle? It's in here somewhere. I've got so many little bits. Is it here? There it is. That was the little fella in the middle, and that was cut out with the neck size down so that I could mat it on to the bit that came out the centre. So that's my bit that came out the centre, and I'm going to mat that onto there like so, and that's going to be in there. Let me just hang on a second because I'm going to put this back in at a later date. Just want to make sure that it's going to fit in and which way around it goes. So I've got two. Is there anybody that fits better? That fits nicely. Does not quite fit nicely that way. Does it fit better that way? Yeah, because this is quite important that this fits through the hole, because I'm going to open it up and down and hope that fits in the hole. If it's feeling a little bit tight, we could always trim it ever so slightly to make sure that it comes in and out of the hole. But let's just be brave. That fits in there. That's going to go on there, top folding. So let's stick that down ready. So far, this piece of card cut from an A4, I've done 5.5, and it was an A4. So I just folded the A4 in half that way and then cut my width at 5.5. Does that make sense? Which was just me randomly choosing that. So you can choose whichever size you want. So that's my A4 folded over, and I've cut through there, and I've cut through the vellum at the same time so that it'll fold and sit on it exactly. Right, so that's the first bit. Stick this little fella on here. Do I want it to sit up a little bit? Should we be brave? I think we will. We'll put a bit of foam pad on the back of that one as well. I might go for white. Dawn's been busy with new kits. Oh, I'll have to go and have a look, see what she's been doing. I did order some digital ones a couple of days ago, or it might have been yesterday, So I need to get my printer's ink sorted out, and then I can print them out and do those. I've got the Nordic alien, you know, the two people that look a bit like Lord of the Rings. And then I've got the wolf, Nordic wolves as well. So they're like Christmas blues, which I like the look of. So I have got those on digital. And I think I put a owl, little Christmassy owl thing in my basket as well. So I'm going to get my, oh, I moved it again, I moved it. Is that the right hole? Yes. Going to get my printer organised because I've got some replacement ink to put in. Do need a new one at some point because I want one of the Eco ones so that I can not spend quite so much on ink. But at the minute I've just got to sort and put my ink in, and then I'm away. So I'll get those printed out, and that might be a nice live to do with as well. But I just want to do, I'm going to just put a bit of that on so I can wiggle it a wee bit. I wanted to do something that wasn't Christmassy as well, seeing as I decided to do the Christmas peacock. So this is a little pop-up bird. I was supposed to do a pop-up bird one a little while ago, but I was too hot and bothered, so I didn't. This is not the hot and bothered pop-up bird one that I was doing. Oh, do you know, this is the time of night now when I should not be allowed out. I'm going to have to stand up. I can't do things straight when I'm wonky. That's it. Right, so that's my little topper. I'm going to leave that to one side. I've got loads more little toppers from when everything was going to pot. And I was cutting out loads. So they'll all come into play for another card. Put that little fella to one side. Albie's barking. I'm just going to have to go and get him in. Hang on a second. Just realised it was Albie. Can't be doing that. Albie! Inside. In. Good boy. Sorry, that other dog was barking so much before. I'd only just realised that it was Albie barking now. Oh my gosh, crazy. Just right. What am I missing? Oh, people are on holidays. That's good. Yeah, Wesley's actually broken up quite early. He's broken up this Friday. Right, where were we now? So we need this bit making, don't we? So I just decided to give it a little bit more something. I would put a bit of the vellum over the top. The only reason that that's there was just because I wanted something else round it. And I didn't know what, so I thought, oh, I'll put vellum. I think it looks quite pretty with that colour. But I hope that this is going to work because I haven't done it yet. Right, so I've got that cut the same size. I've folded it over there so that I could then stick it down on that side, which would hopefully then be a bit neat because you can see the taping that through, can't you? So if it's on the back, maybe we'll be all right. So let's pop. I can see everything moving at the wind. This needs to be done quick, smart, because we want everybody to be able to get off and watch the football. We've still got 18 people here. Thank you very much for staying with me. That's very good. There we go. And I'm going to put another bit on as well. I'm not so worried about it because this is on the back. And if I don't like the look of it, I can fiddle around with it. Put something else over the top. I'm just going to wrap that over there and hope for the best. Just going to get it, make sure it's going to be straight. And then the bottom bit, the front, we might be able to stick something on to hide if we put a little bit of glue. No, Sam, I'm not interested in the football at all. So and Wesley's not watching it either. He's watching a film, I think, with his girlfriend tonight. So I just thought people might actually, there's quite a lot of people who do like the football, but because it's England tonight with Norway, I think that'll be a tricky game. Oh. What is happening? See, I never burnished it. What did I tell you? To make sure it'll come off, give it a little burnish, and hopefully then it'll come away. I'm going to end up putting it in the wrong place. I know at this rate it's all going to go wrong. No, it's not. It's going to be fine. Have faith. Right, stick that over there. There we go. I think I'm probably slightly wonky, which may scupper the entire card, because you have to have your aperture the right size, otherwise it's not going to work. So I'm going to be a little bit cautious. I'm going to snip the snippiest little smidge off the side, because I'm worried it's not going to open. I don't want to spoil the because when it's shut it's got to look as if it's just stuck on top like that, so I don't really want to be taking too much off. That's opening a bit better. A little smidge a bit there. There we go. Right, so next part. Got that ready. I'm probably going to stick that down at some point, but we're all right at the minute. We're going to go in the inside. Right, so this is one-sided blue. So I wanted something else on the inside, not just the white. So this is from a Marianne set, and we can either have the darker colour, matches that green, or the whiter colour, like a grey. And I've only just done it as like a little bit of an extra bit on the inside, so it didn't look quite so white. Let's have a little look. I might go with the green, why not? Probably got this all wrong. I'll do that later. Right, we'll go for green. I was going to go for the pale colour, but we're just going to do this now. So I'm going to stick this down now, and I'm going to put a little pop-up mechanism inside, and then basically the card is done then, apart from any embellishments that you might want to add. So that was just a little bit of extra colour inside, and then you can do some more decorating or stenciling on there if you want to. It might be nice. Now the next part, we've cut some little bits of stoppers, little bits of card that's going to be our thing that props them up. Just need to make sure I find them all. Those two. It's not that one because it's the wrong width. It's not that one. Might have to cut one if I've lost it. Oh, there it is. It's down here. I'll just put them over there so I don't lose them. Right, so I've cut this little one. I've made sure that this card here, when it closes, you can see that there's room all the way around at the bottom. It's not going under that lid, that lip. Does that make sense? You want to make sure that it's going to fit in there with a little bit of a gap, but we're going to stick it on something up there. So that size, I've just roughly worked out what I wanted. This one, I've roughly, again, it's so that it'll fit in the middle there. So I think it was 2.5 inches I picked that would fit nicely. Yeah, 2.5. And then this was 3. So 2.5 by 3 for this size card. And I've scored it every 3/4 of an inch. Yep. And I actually was going to do it the other way, so I might have a little bit of white showing now, but that's fine. So there it is, ready. And we're going to stick this down. And this is going to be my little pop-up mechanism for you. Right, so let's make sure we do this right. So I'm just going to find roughly the middle. I'm going to put some glue onto one bit like that. There we go. Done this in the same colour as my inside bottom bit, so it would look good. Right, I'm then going to stick this somewhere roughly in the middle of my square so that my thing will be right, and I want to make sure that it's right up against the seam, but so the seam will still close like that. I mean, it's not quite in the middle, but it's fine. That's it. So that bottom bit is on the bottom. Just make sure that's stuck. 10 seconds for Dawn's glue, isn't it? Joe's not a football fan. Karen is. But Karen, are you Scottish, so you'll not be bothered about England, are you? Is that right? Oh, have I missed something, Karen? I hope you're all right. Yeah, anyway, hope everybody's okay. Right, so we've done that. I'm then going to fold it in half, and I'm going to put glue on the top bit there. You see? So just on that bit. And then I'm going to close my lid down. This hopefully is going to work. Hold it in place. Give it a little burnish. And then that should be a little bit of a pop-up mechanism there. I just want to give it time to hold because it might come apart if I do it too soon. Right, and then when you open it up, you've then got a little shelf. And you see that? I'll do it sideways so you can see there. And we've got a little shelf. Okay. That's it. So then my next piece of card, I have done it again the same 2.5 width, and then the length I was making sure that I could score it at 1 inch, and I would still have, in a minute, I'd still have enough room so that when it was sitting on this shelf like that, I'll just do it this way around first, and then when it closed sitting on that shelf, that I then had a gap at the bottom here so it wasn't impinged by anything. Hopefully that makes sense. Now, because I've done it, I put little pencil marks on so I knew where to put my glue in case I forgot. So I'm going to rub that out, and instead of it being, so I've got my little bit of card was 2.5 by 3.5. That was what fit in the square. You might need to adjust it for whatever shape you choose. The bottom flap here is 1 inch scored, so I've got scored that, and then I'm going to keep this bottom flap towards me. That's going to be facing me, and because I was doing it the other way, that's got a mark on, so I'll get rid of it. I'm going to put my glue on that bit, which is then going to sit directly onto my shelf, right up, but so it still closes. So hopefully that makes sense. So I'm going to put my glue, might be easier if I put my glue on my shelf, so then you can see what I want to do. Put my glue on my shelf, and I'm just going to make sure I put my little mark on the bottom. Right, so get my bit, I've got my little flap at the bottom, my long bit, put it on my shelf, close my shelf down so that I know it's in place, and there it's stuck. Oh, so Karen is Scottish, but she always supports Spain. That's fair enough. There we go. Wow. I think I do these, I normally would just, if I'm making a card, they're just quick and flat easels or folding backs, or, you know, like, you know, nothing too complicated, but it's nice to be exploring different folding ways. So there we go. So now I've got that bit stuck down on my shelf, and I have a little bit flap here. So that little bit flap is what we're going to stick our topper to on there, on my little flap, but hope that we stick it so that it sits in that little hole properly, and will then open and close around it. That's the idea. We may still yet be a little bit snug, but I think we're all right. Right, so I'm going to get the glue, and I'm only going to put it on the bit at the bottom that was an inch size. Does that make sense? So I'll put a little scribble on there with pencil so I didn't forget. I'm only putting it on that bit. It is not going anywhere else. Only on there. I've actually got my card closed up so that I can make sure this is in the right place. And I'm going to sit it into the hole, onto the glue. And we're hoping that it's going to be opening and closing nicely. Yeah, I do love easels. They're really nice. That's one Dawn's been getting into, doing loads of easels, hasn't she? But they're so effective. And I like foldy back, just like a Z fold back as well. That's nice as well. There we go. So hopefully that will have stuck on. I do need a little bit of extra glue on there, but then I'm going to hope that when I open my card, the little bird is like floating and up there. So he's on your card, sitting on the table, and then when you open him up, he's like a little floaty poppy uppy thing. You can make him stand up a little bit more if you want to. So that's it. That was the simplest pop-up, well, not totally the simplest pop-up mechanism. I was having a bit of a trauma with some of my other pop-up ones that I was doing. So I'll show you this one. This is the original pop-up one, which I just did a simple, I haven't finished embellishing it, but this pop-up mechanism was a little bit more annoying and tricky to do. But it's a proper pop-up one. So I'm still, if I feel brave, you might get that pop-up mechanism. You can see that one. But I wasn't feeling brave enough to do that tonight, so I've got that ready to make. I've then also looked at what I would think of as a straightforward popping up mechanism, where you just build your little shelves. And I built a couple of little shelves, one on top of each other, and my idea for that was that I was then going to decorate the inside and stick my little birdies in on the pop-up there. Loads of little decorations and birds around and on there. So there's two more pop-up birdie ones that were a bit, I don't know, they're just, I didn't quite get them ready, so I went with this simpler one. So this is not really decorated enough, but I think you get the idea. We're all right for time, half an hour or so before the football, so I feel as if that's the shape of the card, and then we just need some little embellishments on. So as well as that being in there, we could put a nice little sentiment inside, couldn't we? Have I got any Katie Sue ones that would go in? Let's have a look. Does that look the one, that spot? Anyway, so we've got some more of those, oh, I don't know what I was going to say. Pop-ups. We've got pop-ups, haven't we? More pop-ups to do. So I've got some in line, but and they were prepared a while ago but not finished being prepared, and then I just knew that I could not actually physically do that at the minute because it would just not, my brain was not going to be going with it. I feel as if I might want to like a sympathy or a get well or something in this one. I don't know why. Let's have a look. I am thinking of you. I might put that in actually down there. Sending this card to let you know I am thinking of you. I think I will. So here's a nice little Katie Sue sticky. I'm going to cut it out. I might trim it in my trimmer so it isn't the same, too big. There we go. I'm gone quiet now, sorry. That's all right. There we go. Now I'm going to stick that down under here, on there. So when it lifts up, you can see that. I think I want it a bit further down. I'm just trimming it down. And I thought, because it's got that little candle on it here, that's what made me think it would be quite nice as a little sort of thinking of you or sympathy kind of thing. So I might not do a load of embellishing on it, just a little bit, keep it simple. Thinking of you. That's it, so that should go on nicely. Well, thank you, Sue. I think if I do a little bit of preparation, then I can manage to do it for you. If I'm winging it completely with a construction card, then I probably will not go quite to plan, but I've thought, right, if I'm going to do a little pop-up, I found a nice easy one to do. Right, let's have a go at putting that on then. So I'm probably gonna, I don't want it to go completely wonky. I'll go and stand up again. There. So with these ones, you just then get your burnishing tool and give it a burnish down, and then it should fade away a little bit more into the background. There we go. That's it, so that sort of fades away into the background there. And then I might put something on the front. I don't really want for someone special on the front now, do I? But I had these other ones that I thought we could put on. I shall have a look around in my birds to see what else I want on the front. Hi, Karen. Oh, you're all right. We're nearly finished, just about finished. I'm just having a little play with this bird that I've done. I feel as if I'm going to put a bit of tape or something on there along the bottom, and then maybe stick a border on, just so that we don't see the tape, and that will hopefully hold that down. That's a good idea, isn't it? I might just stick glue on, because I know if I'm going to cover it, that hopefully, because Dawn's glue does stick everything, hopefully if I'm going to cover it, it'll be all right. Right, get that over there, get that over there, bring it down. That's it. And hope that that will be okay there. And then we'll put this little fella over the top to hide it. That matches my little sparrow. Let me see, I'm going to put the little sparrow in the middle and then put the other little fellas on there. So let's put that one on. And put a little bit on top of that again. This in the middle, that in the side. There, so hopefully that will hide the mechanisms there. Put a bit too much glue on. I can't remember what this little set's called that Dawn's done, but it's got the birds in the garden. Might be birds in the garden. So it's all like sparrows and blue tits and robins, stuff like that. There we go. So that's gone on, and it's just held that little bit of vellum over the top nicely. Make sure it's stuck on, so it doesn't open hugely fully because you've got that little mechanism inside, but it's little bits off. There we go. And I didn't know whether on the top bit I wanted to put the little bird houses just as so there was another border to match top and bottom, because I don't really want very much on this card on the front, so I think that might just be enough then to put the little houses on the top. And we can always just put one little bit of like a little bit of a something in the corner down there. So I think I'm going to do that as well. I didn't think I was going to finish this card because I was busy thinking I better go and let you watch your footy, but there's enough of us not watching it for me to finish it. Right, let's have a look at this one to get this in the middle. Put you there, put you there. Seven, and I think it's mostly like that. The little blue houses are on the top. There we go. Oh, night, Sam. Yeah, see you tomorrow. Safe journey to see our Dawn, and we'll look forward to seeing you. Brilliant. Can't wait. Haven't seen you for a while, so I'm really looking forward to it. Really good. So take care, safe journey. And Amber says she tried something like this the other day and it went in the bin. So it's not, this one I thought was actually a bit more straightforward than the other ones that I had in my little stash for you. It was just one little box and then a little flap. So you've got to have a die cutting machine though, really, or you're going to cut them out. I did think that it might lend itself. I was going to try it with the Sea Treasures one. You know, we had so we did that. We did this, didn't we, with Dawn? I haven't finished putting it on a card yet, but we did our little shaker card on the workshop. There was another one, I think it was more like a square or a circle, and I thought that shape might cut out to pop in and out. So I might try it with that as a different one. Oh, hi Vivian, I didn't know you were there. Thank you for joining us. I might have missed a few people, so I hope if I've not said hello to you. Hello and thank you for coming along. The table is just getting rather messy, and then I've got other little bits of fellas and little bits that we might want to add, or we might want to leave it. There may be some flowers that want to go in the corners or not. We'll just see what we feel like. They're like a little forget-me-not, aren't they? Which is a bit appropriate for what we're doing. I haven't finished cutting right round that though. I've just left it with a white line. So I will. Oh, thank you, Vivian. I can't remember the name of the person I spotted who did a little reel on it, and then I followed the link to YouTube. So I'll try and remember, and then I can, when I stick this onto YouTube on my channel, I can always put a little credit to the person, because my brain's not very good at remembering. But it's just you know, see something and I think, oh, that'll go nice with the birds, I'll have a go at that. And especially when like you say, my mojo wasn't really with it. It's handy if you just see somebody doing a little thing and you think, well, I'll have a go. Maybe use some of Dawn's kits and see if there's anything that'll go with it. Watch the videos and see what other people are doing. So when I get this onto YouTube, I will put a little credit to the person. So my videos, as much as I can, I try to save them and then put them onto my YouTube channel in a folder that is Craft and Chat with Angela with Dawn Bibby Creations, something like that I've called it, so that they'll stay there and you'll be able to watch them again. So if you want to make the cards and you don't, you know, you want to go back and have a look, you'll be able to find them on my YouTube. And my YouTube is Angela 4 Crafts. The 4 is a number 4. So you can have a little look for that. And you'll be able to watch, if you haven't seen the earlier videos, you can have a little look and see what there is that I've done already. And then you can watch along at a later date. So hopefully some people will watch this on YouTube. I don't have many followers. It was just fully my family. I think I might have a few people off here who've followed me. But it's really just, I couldn't work out, well, Dawn was struggling with her YouTube at the time, so we couldn't work out how to get the videos saved and onto her YouTube, so she said it was okay for me to put them onto mine, and then you can still all go and find it. And I'm only new to YouTube, using YouTube really, so there's only really Dawn's videos on there. I've got some stuff that I'm busy doing with a bag which hasn't had a lot of attention. Oh, thanks Jackie for joining us. Yeah, I'll finish everything off. Let me see the time, because I do want to go and get myself a drink. I don't want to be too late. I can finish everything off and post them like I usually do. I don't normally get everything finished on my lives because I get tired and then I have to stop. So, but thanks for joining me, Jackie, and we'll see you another day. Hopefully see you tomorrow on Dawn's Live with Sam, which will be lovely. Just trying to go around this a bit closer. Oh, thanks, Amber. Yeah. Well, there was just my family following, so there might be a few more of you now. But it's good just to try and get as many of them up as I can. So I think some of them have saved very well from Facebook, so there might be some missing, but I'll try and get as many of them on. I've got a few to pop up, so I think we could just pop a few little forget-me-not daisy flowers in that bottom corner. I think that would look nice. I'll just do them flat. You could do them 3D if you want. And just pop it like that there. I'll do, and then pop this one behind and underneath it. If I can just peel it up a little bit and tuck it in. And then that little bit will come up the side. And I could probably sit here and fiddle around for a while, popping more flowers and things in. I probably need to get more flowers put out. You see, I haven't got that many ready, but I think I could quite happily do a bit more trimming and put some more in. I think I'm going to get that one trimmed and put it in, and I might see what that looks like. And then inside we've got a sentiment there, so I may put another little bit, I don't know. We'll get some stickles and we'll get some bits and pieces. I'll see if I want anybody else on the inside with this. Might just be that I pop a little butterfly or something in when I get it cut out, because butterflies are always good, aren't they? Don't know what a dragonfly means. Has that got any meaning? Yeah, so I'll cut those out and I'll add a few more embellishments. I'll get that one cut out as well so it can go in. But you can see it's just a simple little mini pop-up. Just like a little flap really. It's just up on a little flap. If you wanted that right up, you'd have to put another little box underneath. So if you wanted it to be like a flat bit, you would put another box here. The same as that box, so you could make it like that if you wanted, but it just sort of hangs nicely there like a little flappy thing. So I hope that's been all right for you all. We'll manage to do something in the finish. I'll finish those ones off, everything off, ready for you. I'll do a bit more snipping and cutting. I'll try and build up to doing the other pop-up cards another day. But if you want to watch back, you can see we haven't actually stuck that down, so I've got another little bit more. I might be snipping and putting a few more embellishments on there, but that's our peacock card as well that we've done. So I've got a couple of little cards done for you today. You can see, I'll just shut it so you can see the picture. And then we also did, where's that little the little one with the, oh, it's just like a bomb site here now. My table is just ridiculous, like a complete bomb site. I just need to stop and get organised. I've lost the other one I did. Oh dear. Oh my goodness. I'll have to post them. I think I'm just getting tired now, so I can't even remember where everything is that we've done. We did some more bits, didn't we, earlier on? Where is it? Oh, we did this. We started like a little journal page as well. You didn't see. So that one, and I don't know where the little dicky birds have gone. The raven one. I'll find it. I'll post them on the page anyway. It's probably on the floor. Usually when I can't find things, they've fallen down on the floor. But hopefully you've enjoyed it and given you a little bit of inspiration. We can get this one finished off maybe another day. I'll find some bits that'll go with it, and we can see what we can do with that, make it into a journal page. And I do like this. It just needs the stickles and whatnot on, but hopefully that's been all right for a live for you tonight, as I do feel like my mojo was just going a little bit, so it's nice to have had a little bit of a craft and a bit of company. And I will see you again next week. So next Saturday night I can do. Imogen will be back from Germany on Friday next week, and she will be here, but I'll be all right to do my Saturday night live. She'll be having a bit of time with Wesley as well. Thank you everybody for joining me. Thank you for watching. and watching back if you are joining us late or joining us on catch up, and thank you if you're joining us on YouTube. That's it, and we'll see you with Dawn's next live. Thank you, Yvonne. Everybody's so kind. Thank you very much for all your lovely comments and your lovely company. I've had a nice time doing some crafting, so I feel like I can get these finished off tomorrow. I'll be quite happy to do that. Okay, I'll say good night, and hopefully we do all right in the football. Fingers crossed. That's it. Bye. Thank you. What do I do? That, a little heart. There you go. Bye. Thanks, everybody. Thank you. Night, night.